Right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to our Q4 meetup at Hug Manila. This is the last meetup of the year, but we're going to make it extra special for everybody in the room, as well as those who are watching on our live stream on the Get Creative channel. We're so happy to have you guys here on the last week before we spend the holidays and go into vacation mode. This is a great way to end the year and also end the quarter as we talk about 2024 success, preparing as early as the third week of December for what's to come in 2024. So happy holidays, everybody, and we're excited for today's session. All right. So if you haven't seen it yet, our agenda for today is very simple. We made it as simple as possible as well, because I know a lot of us are on vacation mode already or going into vacation mode. We'll just do a quick bevy tutorial, and then we'll have our fun icebreaker. I hope you guys are ready for it. This is where the community is always most active, in the icebreaker. After that, we'll have our talk proper with Jasmine Toh, and we'll get to know more about her later on. We'll also do a Q&A with her after. Then towards the end of our agenda, we'll do a group photo, our tradition, and also a raffle, because we're ending the fourth quarter and the year with a great run. At 4:55, we'll also do an event wrap-up, talk more about the events that happened this year, as well as what we can look forward to next year. Okay, so for those who are joining in, I think most of us are veterans at using Bevy. But if you notice, Bevy looks a little different this time around. So we're going to navigate through all of that if you're not yet familiar with it. So on Bevy, these are some features that you'll probably use today: audio and video, Q&A, chat, and leaving the meeting. If the icons on the bottom left, the microphone and the camera, are red, it means that your mic and video turned off. If it's green, that means it's turned on. So you don't need to have your camera or mic on for the session, but if you want us to see your beautiful and handsome faces, you're more than welcome to do so, especially during our group photo. You can also ask and answer questions via the Q&A feature. So that's now a separate feature on the bottom right side. Later, we'll open the Q&A feature during the Q&A session, so you can ask your questions there. But later on, you're more than happy to also raise your hand to ask your question directly. If someone raised a question that you feel is something you'd want to ask as well, you can also upvote questions all you have to do is click the thumbs up button on the right side of the question, and you'll see how many upvotes there are. That just means that we need to prioritize and ask your question, because a lot of the people in the community are curious about it too. To send message to all attendees, if you want to share some nuggets of wisdom or just want to share your reactions, there's a chat feature right beside the mic and video buttons. You'll see that, and you'll be able to type messages that the entire community can see, or everybody in the bevy room can see. But you can also send direct messages. So if they're familiar faces you see here in the room, you can say hi to them by right clicking on their face if they messaged in the chat. Right clicking their row, you'd see like a burger icon on the right side, and it'll give you the option to send a direct message. That's if they messaged in our main chat. But you can also message them directly by going to participants, which is right beside DMs, then clicking the burger icon beside their name and clicking send direct message. This isn't gonna happen now, but if as we end our event later on, when it's time to leave, all you have to do is click the bottom right button, which says leave, and then just click leave event. Okay, but no one's leaving today because we still have a lot to come for this afternoon. Since it's online, this is our last online for this year. We do have some session etiquette, so again, turning on your video is not required, but it's very much appreciated. You can also keep your mic muted unless you have questions or inputs to share. We recommend using earphones. I'm using mine today for best virtual experience. And also, every time we have Hug Manila meetups, this is the opportunity for you guys to network, meet familiar faces, and just have fun in today's event. All right, so my name is Sam. If you don't know me yet, I'm your Hug leader for this year. I've been in the Hug Manila team since 2021. I'm also the design guru at Get Creative Corporation. So in Get Creative, I do a lot of the marketing stuff. That's why I mentioned there. I'm a marketing hub fan, but outside of work, I'm also a peace advocate volunteer at Teach Peace. And as a marketer, I love to design. So I'm also a Canva and Adobe enthusiast. And for today's session, we're going to be talking about harnessing HubSpot's apps and integrations, which I guess covers all stages of the flywheel, depending on the apps that you use and the apps that you integrate into your HubSpot portal. So we'll talk more about that later. But for now, we're going to do a quick icebreaker. All right, just to get everybody moving and just to liven up the party this afternoon, we're going to play Guess the Holiday Movie. So how well do you know your seasonal movies? Okay, the mechanics of the game is simple. All you have to do is look at the portion of the poster flashed on the screen. I'll be showing movie posters, just a portion, because if I put the movie title, you'll obviously know the answer. And then you just have to type your answer in the Bevy chat box as fast as you can. So you can also only send one answer per question, okay? And the participant who answers the most correctly and the fastest wins a HubSpot user groups hoodie. All right. So last quarter, we were also able to give out one of these. And this quarter, we're happy to give it out to another Hug Manila community member. Are you guys ready? Just type yes in the chat if you're ready. Okay. Everybody ready? Cool. There. David also put in our mechanics in the chat, just in case you weren't able to hear the mechanics earlier. Okay. Yes, David also mentioned speed is the key. So let's go into question number 1. What movie is this? Is it A, The Grinch, B, Shrek, Christmas, C, How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Okay, we already have one correct answer. From Julian Sese. Oh, wait, no! Julian, that's not the right answer. Anybody else want to steal the correct answer? JD, no, it's not A. Okay. We got 1 point for Charlene Palanas. The correct answer is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Julian, you got me there. I thought you got the point already, but it's okay. We still have 5 questions to go. Can definitely catch up. So that's now 1 point for uh chat for Charlene on How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Yeah, JD. The Grinch is the cartoon, but definitely since it's the holidays, we have a holiday themed movie. Let's go to the next one. What movie is this? Is it A, The Holiday Train, B, The Polar Express, C, Boy Meets Train? Okay, we already have the correct answer from Enzo Cuenca. The correct answer is The Polar Express. So definitely a movie you'd want to watch, especially during the holidays.
Sam, sorry, I think Julian says I answered the correct answer first.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah,
Thanks, John,
no problem.
for getting that right. Okay, yeah, Julian got the point. Nice way to catch up, Julian. Okay, 1 point for Julian, 1 point for chat. Don't worry, guys, your points are being tallied by David, who is our chat master for this afternoon. Okay, let's go into the next question. What movie is this? Stealing Christmas, Home Alone, or Home Along the Riles? I think for the Filipinos in the room, you sure know what Home Along the Riles is, right? Okay, we a lot of correct answers in the chat, but the first person to answer is, correct me if I'm wrong, is it chat still? Yes? Okay, our chat master will double check that as well. But the correct answer is Home Alone. All right. Okay. So let's verify that with David if it was Cha who got the correct answer or if it was um, Julian. Okay, Cha got the right answer. Okay, we still have 3 questions to go. The next one is this one. What is this movie? Is it Gnome, Robin Hood, or Elf? Julian is very competitive, I can tell. He's also very active in our Hug Manila community. But the correct answer is Elf. Yeah, also an iconic movie for the holidays. Okay, we've already got 2 points for Cha, 2 points for Julian as well. We still have 2 questions to go. And yes, Enzo's right. If I'm not mistaken, this is Will Ferrell in the movie. Next question. Thanks, David, for cutting off our chat as well. For question number 5, what movie is this? A Christmas Carol, The Christmas Carol, or Caroling for Christmas? Pretty tricky. I know. I'm sure you guys will get it right. Okay, someone already got the answer right. The correct answer is A Christmas Carol. Okay, and I think the first one to get it right was Lem, Jesus Lemuel Manyala. Okay, so we have 2 points for Julian, 2 points for Cha, 1 point for Lem. Now this is the tiebreaker question. The person who answers this correctly will probably be the winner. What movie is this? Nightmare Before Christmas, The Nightmare Before Christmas, or Christmas Nightmare? Okay, and the correct answer is The Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh man. Okay, no worries. Okay, end of Q6. Okay, so that means we have a tie between Cha and Julian. Don't worry, later we'll have a tiebreaker question for you guys as well. But we'll cut it there because we'll also get into the next part of our agenda. So, David, I know is keeping track of our points. We'll get back to you guys later on our last question for the holiday movie. But thank you guys, everybody, for participating in our quick icebreaker. Later on, we'll continue that. But for now, we'll go into our talk proper with someone special. All right. But before we go into the highlight of today's Hug Meetup, I just like to introduce to you guys a new face to the stage. He is the new technology evangelist in Get Creative, and he also has a knack for all things HubSpot. So he's here to moderate with me this afternoon. Let's welcome Jaco Cuenca.
Thanks, Sam. Hi, guys. My name is Jaco Cuenca, and I am the newest technology evangelist here in Get Creative. So, as you can see, I'm the one who handles the onboarding services here in Get Creative. So basically, I am the one who helps clients familiarize their way to HubSpot. So yeah, one thing or a fun fact about me is that I love playing online chess, and I love binge watching some anime series movies. So also, if you want to connect with me, I will put my LinkedIn in the chat box. So yeah, you can connect with me
All
and we
right.
can chat with each other. That's it for me. You can go ahead, Sam.
Thanks, Jaka, for joining in. Now that you guys know a little bit about our new co moderator, we'd like to introduce to you guys our guest speaker for this afternoon. So, you probably already see her in the bevy room, and we've been talking about her for the last few days. But she is a senior solutions engineer at HubSpot, dedicated to solving problems for customers. So she hails from sunny Singapore, but sadly she's not a crazy rich Asian. Jacko, you want to continue?
Yeah, so you can often find her thinking about which country to go next. She also loves, like me, binge watching on Netflix or laughing at cute dogs on Facebook. So yeah, that's all welcome. The one and only Jasmine Toh. Let's go.
Woo! Hi everyone. Thanks for having me and thanks for hyping me up there.
Yeah.
Hi, Jasmine. It's so nice to meet you, and it's also so nice to have you in the Hug Meetup. Every quarter, we have a special guest, and I think it's a great way to end the year to have a familiar face in the Meetup today.
Yeah, likewise. Glad to be here. Yeah.
All right. So, first things first, for those who probably don't know you, tell us a little bit more about yourself. What does it mean to be a solutions engineer?
Yeah, absolutely. So a bit about myself. I always like to say I'm a bit of a dinosaur in HubSpot. I've been in HubSpot for about 6+ years now. I actually first started out in our frontline support team. So basically for HubSpot customers, they are the people that you chat with when you raise a support ticket or if you call in. So that was me at the start of my journey in HubSpot. And thereafter, I actually also joined the customer onboarding team where I help to onboard our new customers and ensure that they're set up for success with HubSpot. Of course, now I'm actually a solutions engineer. And what that means is in my current role, I actually work very closely with our sales team to help understand and solve for the needs of our prospects during the sales process. So I'll act as the technical subject matter expert, leading a lot of technical conversations, demonstrating the HubSpot product capabilities, and also driving discovery around their tech stack, data structure, what are some of the integrations that are required, and understand how HubSpot as a solution can fit into that overall tech ecosystem. So that's my role or what it means to be a solution engineer in a nutshell.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of work, Jasmine. So, but this kind of work will really help our fellow HubSpot users, including the ones in the room today. Yeah, especially them. And it seems like you've been bleeding orange for quite a while right now. So, do you remember your first experience in HubSpot? What was it like?
Oh yeah. I would say my first experience with HubSpot is probably going to be quite different for most people because it was 6 years ago.
Mhm.
In retrospect, it's not, or rather, if you put it into perspective, it's not that long ago, but it was very different 6 years ago. Back then, we only had one hub, Marketing Hub. We didn't even have Sales Hub. We just had like a sales extension called Sidekick, which is basically the Chrome extension where we track email opens and clicks. It was just like $50 a month for the paid version. But obviously, we have come such a long way. We have grown to have Sales Hub, Service Hub, CMS Hub, Ops Hub, and also in the future, potentially have Commerce Hub available in our region. So that was my first experience with HubSpot, and it's been amazing to see how the product has grown and expanded.
I see it. It's not just HubSpot growing, but you also growing alongside HubSpot.
For sure. Exactly.
And I think it's amazing that you started out with one product, and now with what we showed earlier in the slide, you're well versed in a lot of the products, and you're also leading our product update sessions, which I see every month, and I'm sure our community sees as well. So we definitely have to give you a virtual clap there.
Oh, thank you.
So now, Jasmine, let's talk about apps and integrations, which is really the meat of our topic today. Can you tell us more about HubSpot's app marketplace? How does it work, and how do businesses discover and choose relevant apps or integrations for it?
Yeah, absolutely. So HubSpot has an app marketplace, which basically serves as a marketplace to enable our customers to browse and seamlessly connect any available integrations to their HubSpot portals. I would say our app marketplace is very well documented. I'm not just saying this because I work for HubSpot. I'm saying this because in my role, I do a lot of research on like integrations with third-party apps as well. And I would say our app marketplace is kind of different in that we provide all the information that you need on how to set up an integration. It has information about what the integration does, what are some of the use cases, the pricing of the integration if there's a paid pricing, what plans you require to set up the integration, and more. So not just our customers and prospects use it internally. HubSpotters also rely a lot on the app marketplace to answer questions on whether an integration exists, whether it can meet their use case or not. And for those who haven't actually looked at the app marketplace before, it's actually a place where we have all sorts of different apps. We have HubSpot built apps. So basically integrations that our HubSpot team builds and supports. We also have data sync integration apps where again we focus on having like two-way syncs or one directional syncs to sync data between HubSpot and other platforms. And we also have partner built apps as well, which is why we have such a robust app ecosystem where different partners or third parties can actually build different types of custom applications to solve for use cases that cannot be solved out of the box with HubSpot. So businesses can easily use the app marketplace to search up any existing apps that they're already using in their tech stack and see how it can be integrated to their customer platform and really power their usage of the tool. Of course, you don't just have to restrict yourself to the app marketplace. Personally, for me, I always just go to Google, just to do a quick Google search, and the app marketplace links usually also show up quite up in the top for the search engine results page as well.
So there you go. Jasmine already said those benefits of integrating other apps in the HubSpot platform. So, what do you think, Sam? Do you have any questions for Jasmine for this one?
There you go. Seems like the app marketplace is something that we see a lot in the portal, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
nice to hear also from Jasmine that she's not limiting us to the marketplace, but really to do like bigger searches, because outside the
Yes.
marketplace there are a lot of other apps also that we can look into and see if they work well with
Mm-hmm.
our portal.
Exactly.
All right. So for Jasmine, picking up from what you said, with all the possibilities also of the apps and the marketplace, I just want to ask if there are any benefits to integrating other apps on the HubSpot platform.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, HubSpot is a powerful platform. It is a smart CRM that's designed to be kind of like that all-in-one source of truth or all-in-one platform to better serve customer-facing teams like sales, marketing, and service.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it can't do everything, right? Like for one, it's not an ERP. Maybe we also need to integrate HubSpot to increase different communication channels that we don't support out of the box, like maybe Viber, Line,
Mm.
Telegram. And there are also some people who maybe they're married to a certain CRM and they can't move to HubSpot. So I think a very common use case is customers who maybe just use HubSpot for marketing nurturing or marketing automation, and they will still require an integration with their CRM to ensure that there is a source of truth or MQLs or leads that they generate from HubSpot as a marketing platform can automatically sync across to their CRM. So there's definitely a lot of use cases for integration. That's just one of like an example. And again, the whole benefit of having a powerful app ecosystem is that we don't want to just restrict our customers to be like, oh, if you want to use HubSpot, you need to also use it as your CRM. We are also very connected. So there's different flexibilities and different use cases that we can solve.
I like that
Yeah.
that we're not just talking about, if like for example, if you're using HubSpot marketing, you need to use sales, service, everything else, but really to make your process more streamlined, it's allowing HubSpot to be complementary to what you're using already, right? You allow it to
Yeah,
be complementary to the tech stack. And
exactly.
I think sometimes people don't realize that you don't necessarily have to purchase the entire or be part of the entire HubSpot ecosystem. For many of our, based on experience, we've had clients as well. They come in and start with maybe one hub based on their initial
Mhm.
need for their business, right, Jacko? Maybe you could talk more about that.
So, can you repeat the question, Sam?
Yeah, yeah. I was just talking about how some of our clients, they start with like a, for example, a marketing hub,
Yeah, I
and
see, I see.
which addresses their concern in the beginning, and then later on they discover if there's something else that they need, another hub they need. That's when
Yeah,
they reconsider, right?
yeah, yeah. So what Sam is saying about this is that some of our clients are very, you know, they just want, example, they just want marketing hub as a solution for their use case. Then somehow, as time goes by, they realize that they will need, eventually, the sales and the service hub. So, when time, needs needs their team to to realize that these hubs are could be really helpful for their team, then they will eventually, come to us, and then we'll add all the help that we could give them, and then push through to the hubs that we could offer to our clients. Yeah.
Totally. But I mean, yeah, that's just one part of the story. I digress. We also want to talk more about um
Yeah.
integrations as well, and apps as well. And like you mentioned, Jasmine, I know that there are countless apps that you can integrate with HubSpot, and not all the integrations are the same, right?
Hmm.
But just so that our community gets a general understanding of it, because I think for some of us here in the room today, app integrations is kind of new. How seamless is it to integrate an app on HubSpot, or are there any technical complexities that we need to consider?
Yeah, for sure. I would say for one, there are like number one, different ways that you can integrate an app with HubSpot, and of course the I won't say difficulty, but the technical complexities might differ depending on how you want to integrate an app with HubSpot. The first way, of course, the most straightforward way is check the app marketplace. If there is already an out-of-the-box pre-built connector integration, for the most part, those should be fairly straightforward. There should already be documented integration. It's just a matter of like authenticating, logging in. Within 5 minutes, it's probably already integrated. Maybe you just need to configure the settings. That's typically like the more common use case that I see when it comes to integrating an app. There'll also be some instances where maybe you might need to use like an iPaaS or like a third-party middleware like Zapier, for example, to connect HubSpot with other apps. Or maybe there are also some instances where maybe you're looking to connect HubSpot with your own custom-built application, which we won't
Hmm.
have like a pre-built connector for. So that's where a custom integration can involve can be involved. And those typically, of course, will be a bit more like technical. But again, for the most part, integrating an ad on HubSpot is going to be pretty seamless. Again, if it's because we have the ad marketplace with all these connectors already built out and you can do it fairly easily. I would say things to consider there already really is again, just go back to the documentation. Everything is already there, right? You can already
Yeah.
see again like what you're hoping to sync, what's your goal for setting up the integration. Does the integration support that? Like for example, if I know my goal is I want to sync contact information from HubSpot to I don't know, maybe like Gmail for like Google Contacts, for example, then the documentation will tell you, oh, does it support the syncing of contacts? What's the direction of the sync? So that's typically what I would typically recommend as like a best practice or what to consider before setting up an integration. Like what is the goal? Is it supported? And then from there, we have a clearer idea on how we want to set up the integration.
Wow. So there you go. You heard it first from our solutions engineer, Jasmine. So, integrating apps may not be the easiest thing to do. That's for real, but it's definitely worth it for your business, right? So now let's talk more about you and your favorite apps, Jasmine.
Mhm.
Coming from Inbound 2023, that talked a lot about the importance of AI and apps,
Yeah.
in supercharging the customer platforms. Were there any AI apps that stuck out for you?
Yeah, for sure. There were definitely a few. Like of course the one that we get a lot of questions on. Like again in my role, we get type of requests we frequently from our customers and
Uh,
prospects. A lot of them are asking, oh, how can we introduce a GPT powered chat experience to our end customers.
Yeah.
So right now, maybe people are familiar with using like chatbots, live chat, but again, with ChatGPT, it really changed the game, right? We basically can also actually leverage AI to automatically serve these customers with very targeted and a very good customer experience, even without necessarily needing like an actual person to come into play. So HubSpot is also working on developing our own AI chatbot, and actually we are already starting to use it for our own support teams as well. So like for example, if you go to help.hubspot.com, you will notice that before you actually chat with a support agent, a chatbot will actually try and help you out first. And again, this is currently in private beta, but hopefully this will be available for our customers as well. And the idea is for HubSpot, we always believe in ease of use and making things really simple. So in the future, once this becomes available to all of our customers, setting up your own AI chatbot will be very simple, and you can add publicly accessible website URLs or your knowledge base if it's hosted on HubSpot to feed and power this chatbot that's powered by AI, so you can better serve your customers. And of course, for the business perspective, this will be very helpful as well because your chatbot can automatically deflect all the commonly asked questions, and the actual support team can focus their time and efforts on the more complex or the weirder request that actually needs like a human intervention. Yeah, so that's a very common use case that I hear a lot. But we also have a lot of existing AI powered tools. Like another common one is like people who use calling integrations. I've seen a lot of our calling integration partners also starting to put in AI into their integrations, where they use AI to automatically summarize the call transcript. Because I mean, people don't usually have time, right, to listen to the whole recording or view the whole transcript. So people are using AI to automatically summarize the whole call into key bullet points. So sales reps can immediately understand, oh, this was what was discussed. So kind of like a personal assistant, really. Another one that I really like is another third-party provider also has created, and this is on Ad Marketplace, so you can do a search if you want, where they actually leverage AI to optimize email deliverability. So you can automatically send emails based off the best time, based on past data, and you can also personalize the frequency of the email sent as well. So for marketers, this is very helpful because it will help you to increase your inbox placement, your engagement rate, and also your overall effectiveness on email marketing, all just using AI. So those are some of the things that come up to mind for me when it comes to AI. But of course, it's really exciting to see what AI can do for us and really help to supercharge both marketing, sales, and customer service teams.
I echo you there. It's like so exciting, especially coming from inbound. They talked about chatbot, they talked about content assistant. Now you're talking about an AI chatbot that we can have. It's like the next level or next thing to watch out for HubSpot. And that's really exciting. And I also love that you share like other tools that can help with email deliverability. I like that you mentioned the note taker. If I'm not mistaken, HubSpot does have that, right? Like a
Oh yeah.
HubSpot note taker.
Oh yeah. We actually use Gong for that, which you can also integrate with HubSpot if you're also using Gong. So yeah, there's definitely a lot you can do there.
Yeah. And we talked a lot about AI apps, but besides those, are there any other maybe non-related AI apps that
Hmm.
non-related AI, but are apps that you've integrated with HubSpot that you live by on a daily since you've been with HubSpot for so long?
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna sound really boring, but it's the true answer. I rely on the HubSpot sales Chrome extension for Gmail. Our sales team as well, or any customer facing teams, we rely on that a lot. So basically, the Chrome extension basically allows us to automatically sync any emails sent from Gmail, which is what we use in this case, over into the HubSpot CRM. And it's just so useful because like salespeople they won't want to log activities manually. They don't want to copy and paste. And of course, they want to continue sending out emails from Gmail. So that Chrome extension really is just like a lifesaver, right? Because we can automatically sync all those important communication over to the CRM. And for me, at least, if I want to view past communications that the salespeople has shared with the prospects, I can just easily go over to the contact record or the deal record, and I can have the full timeline history. So that's definitely one. Hopefully, most people are also already using it. We also use the Slack integration a lot internally. So for me, whenever I get a new deal assignment, a new support request, I also get a notification through Slack because we have that integrated. If someone adds a comment for me, I also can get notifications through Slack and view it directly through Slack. So on any more of like the more immediate real-time communication happens through Slack, so I can have everything all in one place, which is nice. And personally, I don't use this so often, but our sales team relies on it, which is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. They use it a lot for prospecting, sending emails, checking out on the role of the person on LinkedIn. We also
Mhm.
have that integrated with our CRM, and it's also something that I hear a lot from our prospects as well. Like, oh, do you integrate with LinkedIn Sales Navigator? Which is yes, and I think we're also having some new updates coming up for our partnership with LinkedIn, which is exciting as well.
Wow, Jasmine, those are really great apps. Uh, does anyone here in Hug Manila use those apps too? You can let us know in the chat box. So yeah, feel free. So earlier, Jasmine, we talked about your extensive experience with HubSpot. And based on that, have you had successful app integrations with HubSpot that have significantly improved a company's workflow or productivity?
Yeah, for sure. I'll talk a little bit more about some of the experience I had when I was in the
Okay.
customer onboarding team, similar to you. So basically, one of the common use case for a new customer who's like moving from maybe like an old CRM to HubSpot is they want to import data and they want to make sure that the data is clean, there's no duplication. So there are actually a bunch of apps in the ad marketplace that can help with that. Like a common one that comes to mind is Import Tool. What it does is again it's like a connector that will help you to import things like activities, notes, engagements that might be a bit tricky for you to import just through CSV file. So that's a common one. There's a bunch of data integration apps that can help you with data migration, deduplicating data, cleaning up the data. Another common one that I see a lot with new customers is, of course, again, like for sales teams, for example, they rely a lot on calling integrations, specifically for maybe calling features that HubSpot does not offer out of the box. Like if they want to track outbound calls or if they want to call to specific countries, that's another common one. And for marketing teams, just what a very simple thing like integrating HubSpot with Zoom Webinar or Eventbrite is a game changer because especially if they rely a lot on those apps for running events, tracking attendance, all you have to do is just again it's like a supported integration on the app marketplace. So it's really just taking a few minutes to set up the integration. There's no longer a need to manually import data, like manually import CSV files anymore. You just automatically sync information like who attended, who registered but didn't attend, so we can leverage that information to run reports and run automated nurturing campaigns like sending reminders before the event, sending, like for example, a follow-up email to people who have attended, and running reports again to see how effective specific campaigns are. And also maybe don't forget about the customer support people. Jira is also another one that's also very impactful, used by customer support teams. So some people maybe already use Jira for like triaging or reporting bugs to dev or like escalating to L2 support, for example. So I really also like how our Jira integration is again already pre-built on the marketplace. So not much complexity is required to set it up, and you can immediately see value by linking Jira issues to HubSpot support tickets.
Super cool. You know, when Jasmine says automatic, no more manual reports, like my eyes go ding 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 ding.
Yeah, it's
And
the magic word for everyone.
I think that's really what makes the use of apps a lot more helpful for businesses, because you know sometimes when we hear the term app integration it can sound very highfalutin or very intimidating even, but for us in the Hug Manila community today, you sharing those use cases and what people are able to do with app integrations kind of allows us to see apps in a bigger picture, right? And with that, we are down to our last part of this portion of the session. We just want to ask you, Jasmine, what would be your advice for businesses who are still deciding on integrating apps to their HubSpot portal?
Yeah, for sure. I think usually the first advice I would give when it comes to integrations is you really want to make sure that you have a clear goal on why you are looking to integrate. Like at least when I speak with customers and prospects, sometimes they'll say, "Oh, I'm using this tool, and do you have an integration with it?" But then when I kind of like ask further, like, "Oh, why are you looking to integrate? Is it actually going to be impactful?" Sometimes they don't have an answer. And I think it's important to understand your goal because you don't want to pollute the system, or rather you don't want to connect everything to HubSpot because that would then increase your risk of having like errors or like bringing in unclean data as well, or bringing in data that people won't use. So that's why I think it's always very important to understand what is the goal, why are you looking to integrate, and then from there you can kind of like work backwards and see if an existing integration exists on the marketplace. Does it support the data that you're looking to integrate? what's the direction of the sync going to be. Maybe you want to keep HubSpot as your source of truth, and the other application we just do like one way from like the application over to HubSpot. So those are just some tips that would be that I would give for new businesses who are still deciding on whether they want to integrate the apps. And first thing is always just go over to the app marketplace, see if there is already an existing connector that will help you to save a lot of time. Not everything has to be like a custom integration that you build from scratch.
Wow. Thank you, Jasmine. What a great way to end our talk. And we really, really appreciate you having here with us, Jasmine. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. And so now we can give Jasmine Toh a virtual clap. Let's go, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah. I think one thing I can take away from what Jasmine mentioned is when in doubt, go to the app marketplace.
Yes.
Agree.
Check the marketplace.
All right. So now at this point, we'll be going into our Q&A with Jasmine, where we can ask Jasmine more questions about
Mm.
today's topic. And it seems like we have time for maybe two questions or three questions. Go ahead, Jacko.
Yeah, so for our Q&A this afternoon, we'd like to keep it light and open, guys. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask our panelists, so it's Jasmine, you may ask it in the Q&A chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask directly. So you can go, guys.
Yeah. Maybe you guys have some questions more about apps, what Jasmine does, and how she uses apps as well. But maybe, Jasmine, while our community is also kind of digesting everything that we discussed today, I want to ask you more about AI. So, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts on AI apps? Are they taking over the job of humans using HubSpot?
Yeah, I know that's like a common meme or like a joke, right? Like, oh, we're gonna lose our jobs. But yeah, I don't think AIs will take over the jobs of human anytime soon. I hope so. I hope not. But I do think that the human element is pretty much irreplaceable, like especially for marketers, sales, customer service. Like if you ask me, I would much rather speak to an actual person rather than AI. I would like to think that AI is there to help support us in saving time, driving productivity, but it's not meant to be a complete replacement. Like for example, we talked a lot about generative AI, chatbot, content assistant. I mean, it's there to help like marketers create content, but at the end of the day, we still need that human element to ensure that the content is unique and fit to the brand's voice, right? Because if we just rely on AI, then everybody will just have the same piece of content. It's not going to be helpful or useful anymore. Same for sales, right? AI is there to help them with prospecting, like creating sales emails, but we still need to go in there and tweak it, ensure that it's targeted. It still has that human element. So it's not meant to be a complete replacement, but it's still going to be pretty much a game changer and helping us to reduce that time and all the manual work, menial work, and help us hopefully eventually spend time on the right things, like, oh, how do I create this to be more strategic and align with my brand's goals? So see of it, I think of AI more as a tool, but not as a complete threat or like not there to completely replace humans in the grandness of things.
Totally. I just want to add there, they do say AI will replace you if you don't know how to use the AI,
True,
right?
true,
That's
very
so
true.
true. Yeah. So someone in the chat asks a question, Jasmine. So Richelle Ang, why do you think some HubSpot users get intimidated with the app integrations?
Yeah, sure. I think one of the main reasons is people assume that it's going to be difficult or it requires a custom integration where I need to get developers come in, where I
Mhm.
need to look at APIs, I need to throw a lot of money into it. But that's far from the truth, right? We have a lot of integrations that are already out of the box, like the Gmail integration is such a common, such a low hanging fruit that you can do again in not even 5 minutes, maybe even less than that. So yeah, I would say again, that's probably what we hope to do today, like to kind of like demystify the fact that actually there are a lot of low hanging fruits, a lot of out of the box integrations that are already available on the app marketplace. So why not just go over to the app marketplace today, do a quick search for a tool that you're using that you might like to have integrated into your CRM, see if it's already available, does it meet your use case, and have a go with it.
Thanks, Jasmine. I guess the summary there is don't be afraid. Try it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think we have time for one last question. Though Lem asked about best practices. I think Jasmine mentioned that earlier on. Let's go into Julian's question, which is quite
Yeah.
long. but I think it's important too. So navigating the app marketplace can sometimes feel like deciphering a map, and for some people who might not know the specific integration that they would need at this point in time, might be intimidated. I think it's a good add to the question we had earlier. So is it possible to have integration sorted by industry or maybe by popular choice or something similar?
Right. Yeah. So I believe right now the way the app marketplace is structured is that we structure it by different types of teams. So marketing, sales, service, and so on. And then you can sort by most installed to see like which is the most popular one. That's definitely how I would navigate through the app marketplace. But typically for me, again, I usually just go to like if I know if I again start with a goal in mind, right? Like what do I want to integrate? Like I know maybe I use Zoom a lot. I use it for creating events. Now, just typically just use a search bar and type in Zoom, see what we have. And again, like to the first point, right, don't just restrict yourself to the app marketplace. I usually just go to Google directly, type in what I'm looking to integrate, followed by HubSpot, because sometimes there are also integrations or connectors built by third parties that are not yet listed on the app marketplace. But yeah, I would say definitely that's one recommendation. Sorting by industry, I don't think we have that at the moment. But yeah, definitely something to consider. Hopefully, you can have that in the future as well.
Thanks, Jasmine. Our community has been very active so far. Maybe we can
Great.
answer Rafi's question too. Seems pretty interesting. Jacka, you want to bring that up? Ooh, I think you're on mute. Oh, it's not.
Yeah, so all right. Rafi Santos asked, what path do you recommend for a non-programmer if they wanted to create a private app that can scan a QR codes containing HubSpot tracking URLs that redirects to landing pages on HubSpot?
Non-programmer. Okay, I would say typically like my my thing in life is that if we can avoid custom code or anything too complex, that's the way to go. So usually for me, I always try and see if there is an existing solution. Like for if you're talking about QR codes, I believe there's already like a lot of free QR code generators out there. And then when it comes to integrating to HubSpot, again we like the tracking code will be there already. So, and if you're using a HubSpot landing page, you should already have the HubSpot tracking code. And then of course the UTMs, you can build that within HubSpot as well. And just integrating any forms in there, or if you're using an external form, you already have like again on the app marketplace a lot of existing form integrations as well.
Mhm.
So you can also use that for attribution, reporting on attribution, how many leads you've actually generated from that tracked URL through the UTMs. So that's typically what I would recommend, like see what is already existing, what you can already do out of the box with HubSpot, or it doesn't even have to be specific to HubSpot. You can use any like free third-party QR code generators before going down the path of like, oh, maybe I need to build something custom.
All right. Thanks for answering that, Jasmine. Last question for today. I think it's just a ballpark number. What's
Yeah.
a general timeline for an app integration on
Mm.
HubSpot?
Yeah, I'll say that's a bit of a tough question to answer because it really depends. I know it's kind of like a yeah, it's a bit not really an answer, not really answering the question, but again, it depends because it depends on what you're hoping to integrate and how you're looking to integrate. Again, if it's an existing app marketplace integration, it can be as quick as a few minutes. But of course, not all app marketplace integrations will be that quick. There might be some that might maybe need to spend a little bit more time mapping out the fields, maybe speaking to an admin to give you the permissions to integrate. So that might take a bit more time, maybe up to a week or so. And then, of course, if you're looking to build a custom integration, depending on what you're hoping to do as well, the timelines could vary quite a bit. But yeah, hopefully that gives you like a good ballpark on like the timeline on app integrations.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. And I think that ends our Q&A for this afternoon. I hope you guys learned a lot. Um, and before Jasmine goes, we'd love to have everybody take a group photo. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. And if you can turn on your camera, we'd love to have you guys here on the screen. Ooh, hi, Julian. I
Hi,
see
Julian.
Lem is also turning on his camera. Belle's here. Sarah's here, of course. David's here as well. We also have other people on the team. Lei and Enzo are turning on their cameras too. Hello, guys. I hope you guys are doing well this afternoon. Rochelle is here. Hey, Rochelle. Also, our other members, John Dwight, Maria, Denise. Nice to see you here again. And Charlene. All right. I'm gonna take a quick group photo. All right. Everybody smile in 3, 2, 1. Smile. Coolly. Okay, let's do one. Wacky, or maybe a holiday pose if you have a holiday pose. 3, 2, 1, go. I love it. All right. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for sharing all of your insights. You're more
Thank you,
than happy.
Jasmine.
Yeah, thank you also, Jacko, for co-moderating this afternoon session. You're more than happy
No
to.
problem.
You're more than welcome to stay with us. But now we're gonna go quickly into our last part of today's session. Of course, we're gonna continue our icebreaker earlier with the two who the two tiebreakers, Cha and Julian. So I have one last question for you guys. The first person to type the correct answer in the chat will be our winner for this afternoon. Okay. So again, Julian and Charlene, ready your thumbs or your keyboards for the Guess the Holiday movie. Okay. I'm gonna show the icebreaker tiebreaker question in 3, 2, 1. What movie is this? Is it Iceman? Is it Jack Frost? Or is it Rise of the Guardians? No, that's not the right answer. Okay, we have one correct answer, and that goes to Cha. Rise of the Guardians. So, congratulations to Charlene Balanas for being our winner of the Guess the Holiday Icebreaker. But don't worry, guys, even with our icebreaker this afternoon, we still have our raffle time. Every quarter is always fun with raffle time. So let's do a raffle. We're giving away merch, Hug Manila or HubSpot user groups merch to 5 lucky attendees. So this will be your holiday gift for the season. So anybody and everybody who registered for our event this afternoon is part of our raffle. So whether you're watching now, you're watching on the live stream, or even on the recording, if you see your name and you win, congratulations to you. So let's start with our first winner. We'll be sending over some HubSpot merch to you. Congratulations, Paula Bayao. If you see this, congratulations. We'll be reaching out to you about your prize. David is here as well. So if Paula is here in the room, oh, I don't see her, but that's okay. We'll be reaching out to you for your prize. Let's go to the next winner. Congratulations, you just won yourself some HubSpot merch. PAPH Travel and Tours. Oh, so nice to have you guys here. And to be registered also for our event. So we'll definitely reach out to you about your prize. Let's go for 3 more winners this afternoon. Those go to a crowd favorite. Ravi Santos. Congratulations. We'll send over some special HubSpot merch for you this holiday season. 2 more winners. Let's go. Another active one in the Hug community. Kim Tita Lentina, congratulations. We'll send over some Hug merch to you. We'll send you the details. Our last winner for this afternoon is congratulations, Hasifa Damage. All right, so those were our 5 winners this afternoon. Every quarter we give out prizes, so we're happy to be giving out more prizes this quarter. Also, for those who have not claimed their Hug Manila prize yet, if you're one of our winners this quarter, you haven't claimed it yet, send me a message or send us a message in the Hug Manila community, whether on Facebook or LinkedIn, and let's make that prize happen for you. Send it over before the year ends. Okay, we're down and just in time for our event wrap up, the last part of today's meetup. So we'll talk more about some Hug highlights. So over the year and the months that happened this year. These were a lot of the events that happened. In Q1, we had our Data Digest session and invited our friends from Tugger in the UK to talk more about leveraging on data integration, Power BI, and also how that can be integrated in cleaning up your HubSpot portal. We also talked about how to strategize up, one of my favorite sessions also, as we went into the Q2 of the year. We had Troy Sandage, who was the host of Inbound this year, and last year he talked about some strategies from his book, goals also to help realign them for your year in 2023. And this last quarter, we had our 2023 Inbound wrap up. We talked about HubSpot, apps, AI, all the fun stuff, product and feature updates, and even some highlights from the event. And we also gave away merch. So if you missed out on any of these, you can still watch recordings of all the past meetups at events.hubspot.com/Manila. Or for those who are watching the live stream on the Get Creative YouTube channel, we also have a playlist for Hug Manila meetups. And speaking of community, we are still very active on our hashtag hug jobs. So if your company or maybe your business is looking to hire someone who's versed in HubSpot, feel free to share it in our Facebook or LinkedIn groups so that we can find and connect people in the community for you. A special shout out to Rafi, who's been very active here in Hug for our Hug Jobs portion of the Hug Manila um, pages. So if you guys have any questions about the two that I put up here, looking for a HubSpot consultant or even being part of Trigby Olson's special business at Busy Bee, you can reach out to him if you're looking for a new opportunity to grow your HubSpot journey. Also, if of course this is our last event for the year, we always like back. So if you have any feedback about our Hug events, hopefully we can do a face-to-face one next year. I'm really rooting for it. Definitely share those ideas in the Hug Manila feedback, bit.ly/Hug Manila feedback. I know David is putting that in the chat as well. Or you can scan the QR code. Share with us maybe some topics you want to talk about for next year. And also maybe where you want to have it, our next meetup. Post Q&A on our socials is always a thing after every meetup. If you have anything else that you'd like to ask, whether that's the Hug Manila community or even to Jasmine, just let us know. We'll do a post on our Facebook page and send your questions to Jasmine should you have any other post-event questions. There are also some additional resources I want to share with you guys this afternoon related to integrations and apps and even learning more about it. So the first three are content that you can read about software integrations, apps to improve your B2B customer experience for those who are businesses here who serve B2B, and even a guide to integration automation. But if you want to take a course on HubSpot Academy about integrating apps, there's a course called Integrating with HubSpot 1 Foundation. So all of those links will be put in the chat by David. Lastly, so serendipitously, we talked about apps this quarter. Get Creative have a campaign ongoing right now called Festive Tech Favorites, where we share 12 apps in 12 days. And some of those apps are actually apps that you can integrate with HubSpot. So if you want to stay tuned for that kind of content, our Facebook, our socials will be in the chat as well. It's on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Also, if you need help with HubSpot, Get Creative is more than happy to help you guys here. We have some reps here in the bevy right now. Sarah's here, Lay, Rochelle, Jacko, our co-moderator earlier. He also helps out with HubSpot customers. So if you want to try it out for yourself or maybe explore HubSpot in your business, you can book a meeting with Get Creative. We have the QR code there, or you can click the link that David will put in the chat. Lastly, I know a lot of the people here in the Bevy Room are active members of our Hug community, but if you'd like to invite more people to join our community, especially coming next year for 2024, We're always happy to connect on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and even on HubSpot community. Just go to HubSpot community groups, then Asia Pacific and Manila, Philippines. We're more than happy to connect with you guys on any of those three. But that wraps up our short and sweet Hug Manila meetup, our last one for the year. Thank you guys so much for coming, and I hope you guys learned a lot today as well. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
See you all. Hope you have a
Happy
good time.
holidays, everyone. Thank
Happy
you.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.